His Holiness Bhaktimarga Swami Maharaj. You know, when I've been to a lot of programs where I've introduced Maharaj, and even till now, it takes so much time for me to digest what all I say about him. And there are a few new people in the audience as well. Of course, Maharaj doesn't need any formal introduction, but just for my own purification and for everyone who would have not known him, let me introduce him. We are saying, I just mentioned right now, that 70th Vyasa Puja celebration, which means the 70th appearance or birthday, as we call it. But it has been 50 long years, 5 decades, that Maharaj has been serving in ISKCON, serving Srila Prabhupada, and serving beautifully in this movement. 5 long decades of his walking service. As we all know, Maharaj is so magnanimous, he's so compassionate, and he accepts everyone. I'm actually called Vallabh Hari Das, but Maharaj lovingly calls me Lovable Hari. So if a hoser of A category like me can be called lovable, I'm sure Maharaj can accept everyone, and he does that, and I've seen that happening. We all know he's known for his community dramas. Everyone in the entire world, everywhere there is an ISKCON temple, everywhere there is an ISKCON center, and wherever there are those devotional plays and films, the numero uno name is Maharaj's name, because his devotional dramas are exceptionally incredible. And I'm sure you would agree with me. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a particular fan base that only goes to see dramas if they are directed by Bhaktimarga Swami Maharaj. We all know that about him. He's a wonderful poet. In his dossier, he has about 80 poems there. And as an artistic director, as a poem, and of course we know him, one person who has so many arrows in his quiver, an individual who is also called as the walking monk. A lot of people call him as the walking monk. And the reason we know why he's a walking monk, not just because he walked to this place today, he walked 3 hours from the temple to come to this place today, but he has walked across Canada once. No. Twice? No. Thrice?
No.
4 times?
Yeah.
4 times he has walked across Canada. From east to the west coast. And he has walked across US, Israel, Ireland, Trinidad, Guyana, Mauritius, and all these places he walks through. And the reason, I used to think, why do Maharaj walk so much? What is the reason? Is he into so much of fitness? But he's actually into fitness. But which fitness? I think the spiritual fitness of humanity at large. Because when he travels, when he walks, we are fortunate that we can go to temple, but there are millions and billions of souls out there who do not know about Krishna. But when they see Maharaj, Maharaj gives them the message of Krishna. Maharaj connects them to Krishna, and Maharaj promotes pilgrimage. And and of course, he makes so many wonderful friends across the globe when he travels so much, when he walks so much. I have personally, I've tried, I would always say that, I've always tried catching up with Maharaj's pace and sway and his swift of walking. Every time I walk with him in downtown Toronto, we find few of the other people, or, and people know him. There's so many amazing pastimes when I see myself. I was telling this a few days back as well. We would be at Ramsden Park, and, there were 2 people. They were pretty high. You understand when I say high, right? How high they must have been. So they were pretty high. And they said, oh, you Hare Krishna. So even at that intoxication, stage, they said, Hare Krishna. And then they said, are you the same person who, they have that Govindas there? The second name of Krishna. They said, Govindas there? And then Maharaj said, yes. And the other person said, so do you sell meat there? And Maharaj said, well, we don't sell meat, but we would love to meet you if you come. So, and once I was in downtown, we were in Yorkville, the high-end place there where all the ladies walk with their big fancy bags and other things, and there were those ladies walking, and then they said, oh, look at his robes, he looks so great. And they said, must be Hare Krishna. So people just look at him and call out the name of Krishna, and that's so amazing. And then they start connecting, then they want to know more, and then they start coming to temple. So walking has definitely benefited everyone so much, and he has a book that he has written, The Saffron Path. The documentary which has been made, The Longest Road, which is by the National Film Board of Canada, they have made that documentary encapsulating all these experiences of walking. I don't think that I should be giving more introduction, but like I always say, all of us are always so happy in his association. Compassion and positivity are his representations. He accepts everyone without any discrimination. He directs films and community dramas with all dedication. Walks miles to connect people with the source, which is truly such a benediction. And now, can I request Maharaj to walk a few steps on the stage here with us? Can we welcome His Holiness Bhaktimarga Swami Maharaj to celebrating applause. Thank you, Maharaj, for raising the event. Maharaj would always tell me, cut it short, don't talk, don't embarrass me. But I have to say, we might, he doesn't like the Vyasa Puja or any of these things to be fancy, but I think today is the opportunity when we can actually glorify Today is the opportunity that we can take to glorify ourselves and glorify our beloved and our very loving spiritual master, His Holiness Bhaktimarga Swami Maharaj. So, And I'll tell you how we'll go with the schedule. Everyone can be please seated. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for being here with us. So first we'll do the Guru Puja. We'll do the Prabhupada Aarti, where Maharaj would be doing the puja for Prabhupada, and Kunti and Gabriel, both of them will be singing the Guru Puja, and every one of us can join. And later, we'll again do the Guru Puja, but then at that time, Pujari would be Kashyap Muni Prabhu, and the singer would be Rukmini Mataji. And at that time, we'll also have the foot bathing ceremony. Alright, so we'll start with the Guru Puja.
Guru Prabhupada ki Okay. Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa His Divine Grace H.H.Bhaktimarga Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa His Divine Grace Bhaktimarga Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Andhra Bhakti Prabhupada Namam Sarasya Bhagavaswati Premkar Shri Krishna Prabhupada Krishna Devikara Shri Gaurava Prabhupada Sri Radha Krishna Gopala Gopina Shama Kunda Nata Kunda Devikara Sri Radha Namam Ji Nanda Vika Mekura Ji Brahma Ji Brahma Ji Hari Nam Nami Hari Har Namaskari Sama Veda Bhagavati Glory to the Lord Hare Krishna Glory to the Lord Hare Krishna Glory to the Lord Hare Krishna Glory to the Lord and Shri Gauranga Nama Om Krishna Namaste Saraswati Gauranga Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtadesha Tamini
Thank you, Kunti, and thank you, Gabriel, for the wonderful evening. And I request you to welcome Maharaj with the garland and offer Krishna. Thank you. And once again for gracing the event. I request Maharaj to please be seated. And I will also request Kashyap and Guru to come here for doing puja. And Rukmini Nandji to be please come on stage for doing the Guru Puja here. And we have the foot bathing ceremony now. This will be done by Ananda Gauraprabhu and Vishnu Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
And we'll just move along with it and get on with it. Move swiftly to have some prasad. Thank you all for, especially the organizers, for putting this together. I'll have a chance to speak a little bit later about the wish list that I have. If you want to make me happy on this day, then I have my desires, wants that I would like to express to you. So please help me with those projects. Okay, great. And I have a list of 3 items, and it's growing as the minutes pass by. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So how many of you want to make Maharaj happy? Or how many of you want to give anything to Maharaj? You want to give anything to Maharaj? So, like Maharaj already mentioned, there are 3 things that he has to say. And I don't know, nobody knows. Maharaj will be mentioning those 3 things. And hopefully each one of us can contribute in those 3 aspects. Alright, so I request Rukmini Mataji to start with the Guru Puja. And Anand Gauraprabhu and Vishnu Prabhu can do the foot bathing ceremony. Hare Krishna.
you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rukmini Mataji, and all the other devotees for this beautiful ceremony. I was just thinking, we did the foot bathing of our lovely, beloved His Holiness Bhaktimarga Swami Maharaj, and these feet have walked across so many miles, spreading Krishna consciousness. So it is definitely a glorious moment for all the disciples and for all the, all the people who love Maharaj. So thank you, Maharaj. How many of you have read this book, The Saffron Path? Or how many of you have it or you're in the process of reading it yet? Oh! Alright, yeah, so if you don't have it, today is of course a great opportunity. We have a couple of copies. You can go ahead and read, The Saffron Path, and Maharaj is here. You can sign it on this really amazing day, and you can get these copies. And if anyone of you have read this, then there's chapter 2. Maharaj names that chapter 2 as I Don't Like Cars.
I might like Tesla.
Yeah. So chapter 2 says, I'm sorry, there will always be announcements that will come my way, but allow me to do that. So, chapter 2 says, I don't like cars, and when I was reading that, Maharaj met Abu Ford, and Maharaj, told it to me, that I want to read that. I liked it personally. Maharaj said, I hope you will take an offense, but I don't like cars. And what they have done to the world. And how Albert Ford's response was that he said, don't worry, I don't like them either. So he says so, and at the last when the chapter ends, Maharaj is mentioning that he has no problem with the cars, but given a Judas, he would love to walk. Well, why I was talking about the car was because I was just told to make an announcement that we want to remove one car, which is the CAGT207. This is a Honda car, so if you have it, please remove it. Not that Maharaj doesn't like the car, he definitely likes it, but it's on the way. So if you could remove that car, please. And we'll go on with our next session. So now we have a video, and I want to keep it surprised with what that video is all about. So can we... Hare any number, and all of us want to personally meet Maharaj, all of us want to personally give to Maharaj. But my suggestion would be, when you come on stage, please offer your obeisances here. If you want to offer your obeisances, please offer it here. And then just meet Maharaj and just give him wherever your offerings are, and then move forward. So that, because if you take time, you come here first to obeisances, then meet Maharaj, it's taken a lot of time. So pay your obeisances there first, and then just meet Maharaj, present your offerings, and alright, Hare Krishna.
Thanks so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
How about the receipt?
Slowly. Receipt later. We can't do it now.
Birthday boys. Hey, I'll try everyone. Let's take a picture. Can you take pictures? All right. Oh, you take it. Oh,
Here we go.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Lady Mataji and Murti, for doing wonderful kirtan here. And I think the number of people who love Maharaj, the line is ever increasing. Every time I see there are few more devotees to be adding. So what we have decided that we'll start with the office. Can I get everyone's attention, please? Hare Krishna. Everyone together, can you please raise your hands? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So can anyone repeat what I just mentioned? Alright, everyone was busy, so I'll just repeat it. Since the line is ever increasing and we have more and more devotees that keep coming, so we are starting with the offering. And the first offering I would like to request with us, the one who has been so instrumental in the structure of the temple, none other than Swami Vyasa. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for all you coming to have this celebration of my godbrother, Bhaktimarga Swami. We go back 49 years. It was 1973 on 187 Gerard Street we met. Also, what I will tell you, you have learned one thing, that how sincere service he was doing. Mother Maharaj was there, and one day, Bhaktimarga from those days was cutting the cabbage. So what happened in there in the basement? He cut his hand. And blood was going all over, and he fainted. Then after that, bandages and everything, and then he went back to the same service right away. Never gave up his service. The difficulty is there. And look at his service for 49 years. We are so happy to see his appearance day. He served Srila Prabhupada for so long, and we should dedicate our life by learning from him that he is serving for that long. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Shubhalas Prabhu, for sharing that cabbage cutting great incident that you saw. And we've always seen Maharaj is so full of dedication that nothing lets him stop. And that's what we've personally seen him as well. I saw once, it was 10:30, we came back from Montreal, Vyasa, and 10:30 or 11 o'clock. And then I went downstairs to just fill up my water bottle. And I saw somebody was there. I got literally scared. I thought, who at this time at 11 o'clock is there in the temple hall, is there near the kitchen, and what's one doing? I went to call H.H.Bhaktimarga or went to call somebody to help me out because I could hear noises. And then I realized it was Maharaj in his gamcha cleaning the temple hall, cleaning the whole balcony area, and cleaning other stuff even at 10:30 at night. So that was so inspiring. We were so tired, but Maharaj was so dedicatedly doing that. So thank you, Shubhalas Prabhu, for sharing that beautiful pastime with us. Can I now?
Well, Bhaktimarga Swami has been my godbrother and my friend for 49 years. And I really feel like he's a brother. I mean, he's closer to me than my real brother. And I must say that over the years we've had so many things that we've shared in collecting to buy the new temple and thinking about how to manage the new temple on Avenue Road. It was new to us at the time. All the things that we've gone through, our shared history, I feel like Maharaj is my family. I remember when he first came to the temple, he had an intensity about him and a sort of a seriousness about him that impressed me, because there was a morning program when I first saw him. I'd been there about a year, and I came down and I saw this really thin young man sitting there. Yeah, he was really thin. And he had long hair, and it just looked like, one of the hippies on the street, but I don't think he really was like a hippie, but he just looked so intense, and then he just fit into everything, just instantly, like he never had left. So it was an amazing thing to see Maharaj come and become part of our family so quickly, and then, been so super dedicated ever since. And what I appreciate is that he really actively tries to maintain our family. He's always contacting the God brothers and God sisters and always trying to, make sure that we all know that we're loved and cared for, and that we'll always be God brothers and God sisters under our dear Father Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mother Prabhupada, for sharing that. Definitely he takes care of all of us as a family, and he loves everyone. As I was mentioning it before, when a hoser like me can be called as lovable Hari, then everyone else can be loved so much. So thank you, Maharaj, for that. On that note, can I request Mother Vrinda to please come on stage and share a few words?
I'm from the western part of Canada, so I didn't meet Maharaj until about 20 years ago. It was actually the year that you were reenacting the walk for the National Film Board, right? Yeah. So you were, 2003, yeah, you were walking through Winnipeg, duplicating your previous walk. And yeah, you were an interesting surprise in your saffron. And do you remember the first kirtan we had? We didn't have a mridanga. You asked for a box, an empty cardboard box, and it became a mridanga, just like that. Yeah, and then I've so much appreciated serving under you and with you on Canadian leadership things. I was so happy when you made a point quite some time ago, maybe 2004 or something, let's not use styrofoam. Remember, you were very forward-thinking about that, and forward-thinking about so many things, like cow protection, like getting back to farming, getting food safety, food security, getting, helping young couples get assistance from the Vyasa vision team, putting a rule that to be initiated disciples to be married in front of the deities, they needed to take a course. So many forward-thinking things, Maharaj, way back then. And still, you've been guiding this zone very nicely. And just want to thank you for that, Maharaj. Really appreciate it. I know you're just coming into another new decade, and hopefully all your wishes will come true. As many places you want, as many countries as you want to walk across, Krishna gives you what you ask for. I've noticed that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother Vrinda, for sharing with us all those beautiful things when Maharaj started. And as she was mentioning, there was no mridanga, but still he figured out certain things and he was playing it. I think history repeats itself. Maharaj was in Winnipeg just this year, and he went to someone's house, and there were no instruments. So he took refrigerator, he took utensils, and he did a keep, and that video is on Instagram for all those who want to watch it. He played the refrigerator? Okay. Alright. On that note, we also have another video which is an offering by Bhakti Chaitanya Swami Maharaj, and we just play it. We can't hear. Can we turn on the lights, please?
Met Maharaj on the first day, that is December the 28th, 1992, at 11:35 a.m. Right? So when I opened the door which leads to Govindas, the first person I see is a sannyasi. And he was so glorified, like I saw a halo around his head also. So that fascinated me, and then I went up to him, sat down, talked. He took me, introduced me to the deities. He gave a whole bunch of Maharaj'S, and he said, take it home, give your family, and come and check us out on January the 1st. And we did go on January 1st and checked it out, and from that day, I haven't left ISKCON. Right? That's the beauty about ISKCON. And how the first reaction is what that counts. Right? If you go to the temple the first day, somebody says, don't come here, means then you won't come there. Right? But Maharaj was so kind that he welcomed me, he gave me his wonderful warm feeling that we went back again. And that's what opened our eyes, right? That is one of my episodes. Two is I got a few senior devotees, starting with H.H.Bhaktimarga from Mayapur. He has sent one personal message. My dear God, Brother Bhaktimarga Swami, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, can you hear me now? Please accept my humble obeisance and your Vyasa for the day. I appreciate your tireless service to Srila Prabhupada and his movement. I am always happy to see you, and especially your Mangalarti Kirtan and the dance at Mayapur festivals. By your dance, you have encouraged many devotees and attracted them to Krishna consciousness. At the annual Mayapur International Gauda Purnima Festival, one of the highlights is your drama. Everyone enjoys watching it, and I also enjoy it very much. You bring international stage players from different parts of the world and engage the youth of Mayapur in your dramas. Through your screenplay, narrations, and everything, you make it so wonderful. I got a lot of your association in Toronto, and the morning walks too. Due to Corona pandemic, during the last 2 years, we were missing your association at Mayapur Festival, hoping to get your association in the upcoming Gauda Purnima Festival. Happy Vyasa Puja. Then we have Rompat Swami from New York. He made it very simple. He said, pranams to a true sadhu, Haribol. And this one is from Padmanayan Prabhu, who came here recently to have a, Katha and nice Bhagavatam Katha, and he went from all over Canada giving classes. The first place he went was to stay in ISKCON Toronto. So he's telling what he saw Maharaj doing, and he felt what Maharaj was. So I'll just read it and let's see. Dear His Holiness Bhaktimarga Swami, please accept my humble obeisance at the dust of your lotus feet on this auspicious anniversary of your divine appearance. All glories to your holiness. The glories of Vaishnava are unfathomable. It is said even the demigods fail to understand a Vaishnava. I am attempting to utter a few words in your glorification for my purification. Kindly forgive me for my imprudence in the same manner as a father would excuse the insolence of his son. It was my good fortune to have your divine association during my last visit to Canada, Maharaj. I have personally experienced your distinctive quality of devotee care. Upon my arrival in Toronto, I was brought to meet your holiness by His Grace Nimai Nitai Prabhu at your residence. Your meticulous care for me has created a deep, unforgettable impression in my heart. You are very particular about my accommodation, prachadam, and preaching arrangements, even up to the point of having a sound net connection. You immediately called your assistant and instructed him to take good care of me. I've seen you always maintain a low profile. You used to come to Srimad Bhagavatam class every day, even when a new devotee gave the class, just to teach as you would take notes and ask questions. Also, you engaged all the devotees to comment or ask questions in class. When a devotee dozed in the class, you always helped him remain awake throughout the entire class. I could see your affection to ensure these devotees understand the topic with clarity. Your Holiness used to come to Prasadam Hall every day and ensure the devotees are fed sumptuous prasadam. You serve devotees with love and care to make certain that every one of us eat enough. You will not eat in the morning, still you were there every day to serve us. During my short stay at New Ramana Dam, I personally witnessed your Holiness cleaning the temple regularly. You used to come to the temple every day after breakfast prasadam and mop the temple floor. It reminded me of the instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, asking every Vaishnava to make Tranat Api verse as a necklace. For the first time in my life, I saw a sannyasi mopping the temple floor. I was able to see your love for Prabhupada manifested as you did your service. You are humblest, and I felt very humble when saw how you cared for Prabhupada's mission. Your friendly behavior with truth is another amazing quality that introduced devotees in learning and performing drama under your able guidance. Your expertise in adapting Krishna conscious play for a modern audience is another fascinating quality of your Holiness. People love your play, Maharaj. Here in Mayapur, devotees always waited with eagerness to watch your play during the Gaura Purnima festival. You are an ocean of unfathomable qualities. On this auspicious appearance of your Vyasa Puja, I beg at your lotus feet to bless me so that I can assist your Holiness in service to Srila Prabhupada. Your aspiring servant, Padmanayan Das. The other one is from an old friend of Maharaj, is Shyam Krishna Prabhu Maharaj. He couldn't be here, but he thanks you for the invitation. Our best wishes to Bhaktimarga Swami on his 70th birthday. He indeed has lived a very dedicated, exemplary life. Our best wishes for him for continued success in spiritual advancement and in attaining Krishna consciousness. Our warm wishes and regards, Shyam and Kunti. Thank you, Maharaj. All the best. For that, till 108, Maharaj, right? Yeah. Till 108 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Keshava Prabhu, for reading all those glorifications for all those offerings by different devotees who have sent across from different places. As Jayapataka Swami Maharaj was mentioning, people are waiting with bated breath to see Maharaj's place there, and that's so much of a fact. I myself get so many calls. Maharaj is coming to India this time. They definitely want to see the play. And just to mention, during the COVID times, Maharaj made a film called The Embassy that also won awards at the Kolkata Film Festival recently, and it's been sent and invited to many other film festivals right now. So thank you, Maharaj, for all those beautiful offerings that you have been doing. And as Padmanayan Prabhu was mentioning, he was there in Toronto just some time back. Maharaj literally goes through every Bhagavatam class, and there are devotees who joined or who are into Krishna consciousness in the last just 2 months or 3 months. But to encourage them, he listens the full class, and then he would want to, question them, ask them, and encourage them. And Maharaj, as everyone, and most of us know, Maharaj would skip the breakfast. He wouldn't take it, but still he would come to see if everyone's been served so nicely. So thank you, Maharaj. I mean, we witness it. I'm saying all these things because I personally witness all these things on a daily basis, but we take it so much for granted. So I apologize, Maharaj, for just taking your mercy and your magnanimous behavior for granted. But on that note, we have more offerings, and I would like to call the different leaders from Greater Toronto area to come here. So from Toronto Temple, we have Rudra Prabhu who would like to come and share a few words. Can we have Rudra Prabhu on stage, please? Hare Krishna. while he walks on stage, I also wanted to announce that today, somebody else also shares his birthday with Maharaj. And he is Mukesh Prabhu, who shares his birthday with Maharaj. And he's the same age. So thank you, Prabhu. We wish you all the best. And I think people would remember your birthday now. You share the same day. So thank you so much for being here. We have birthday of him as well. And Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We are all really excited to celebrate 70th Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Bhaktimarga Swami. He has been truly a source of inspiration for all of us. What I noticed is that he leads by example. By watching him doing things, we can learn so many things that we may not find even in the books. For example, once in Toronto, we had a problem, difference of opinion among some devotees, and we invited Maharaj to solve that problem. He came to the table, we were all sitting. He said, let's start with chanting first. We all chanted 2 rounds. And then he said, next step is, let us identify good in each other, glorify that, and then we'll go to the top. So I started thinking, what is good in others? Everybody started thinking like that. And when we were done, the problem was not even discussed, it was solved. That's what Maharaj. It was not even discussed. So Maharaj has a lot of ambitions. He has a lot of dreams. It is our duty to fulfill those dreams, to follow his instructions, to see what does he want, not to go with him always with a problem, but to go to him with so many solutions. We all pray that he should have a long life and healthy life, and we should keep following his instructions and fulfill his instructions. Hello.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing those incidents. Every time when someone's coming on stage and sharing their words or their experience with Maharaj, I'm sure it's giving each one of us those memory bubbles in our heads, and we are trying to think, oh yes, Maharaj did that. So when Prabhu was saying Maharaj leads by example, I see that every time. So the common floor outside Prabhupada's quarter and Prabhupada's servant quarter, I saw Maharaj leading it all by himself, and I was wondering, we have professional cleaners coming to the temple, we have temple residents, we have devotees whose responsibility is to clean, but Maharaj will himself personally lead by example. And as you talking about the positive thing, I don't know if I should be sharing that at all. Just last night, I went to Maharaj's room complaining about someone. And what was Maharaj's response? Hare Krishna. I thought I would make an impact by saying something, but Maharaj always sees positive in everyone. So thank you, Maharaj, for leading by example. From ISKCON Brampton, I would like to call Radha Gopinath Prabhu here. And Maharaj really appreciates about ISKCON Brampton Sunday School program and other things that's happening. So thank you, Master. While the devotees come on stage, can we hear a huge round of applause for them?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear Maharaj. Please accept my obeisances. All goes to you, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, thank you very much for inspiring and encouraging us to spread Srila Prabhupada's vision and keeping 4 fingers. Maharaj, one time he was explaining me how to give a speech, right? So, like we have to 4 finger apart the microphone, right? And like King's speech, that's what Maharaj said. So I remember one incident, very pleasant one. Like we were going, me, Maharaj, and Nimai Prabhu up north, and Maharaj said that it's our early morning and for one of the project, and Maharaj said, okay, I forgot one thing, like H.H. Bhaktimarga's key, and that day didn't been after 20 time next time, after 20, maybe 20, 30 days. But Maharaj remembered that, and he brought it for us. So it's very kindness. It shows that Maharaj cared for each and every one of us. So thank you very much, Maharaj. Second incident I remember, Maharaj took, in all of the ISKCON Brampton meetings, most of the time I repeat this, and Maharaj said, very wonderful example of fisherman. And in ISKCON we have to spread a net like a fisherman, and then you just catch them and you bring the thread back. And whatever the fishes comes, like the devotees, big new devotees, that's what the whole thing was. That you just spread, Krishna don't become barrier, don't create barriers. Just open up to everyone. And then slowly, once they come to Krishna consciousness, we can put in our whatever rules and regulations. So thank you very much, Maharaj, for that wonderful advice regarding the update for ISKCON Brampton. So Maharaj, we are targeting to distribute more than 10,000 books, and thanks to the devotees and book distribution team, we are almost there to achieve the target. We have distributed 76 or 80, 76 Srimad Bhagavatam? 87 Srimad Bhagavatam sets this year. So we distributed around 5,000 plates of prasadam, and we have around 3,500 devotees attending in Janmashtami. So that's a great achievement for us. I remember one more thing, Maharaj, we had a first ever Bhakti retreat in Stratford, and Maharaj has just undergone a surgery, knee surgery, Maharaj, right? And it was like 2 days after the surgery, and I just called Maharaj that, Maharaj, is it possible if you can come? And Maharaj gladly, he said, yeah, I will come. And I was like surprised that Maharaj, your surgery, how will I say, no, he will come? And Maharaj did come, and he was there all the time with us. Thank you, Maharaj, for giving your assertion. You are always there for me and all the ISKCON Brampton devotees. Thank you very much, Maharaj. I am very much inspired by your calmness and the way you handle the issues. Right? So it doesn't give you like a Brahmana. You always say that you have to be a, whatever issue comes, but you have to be a Brahmana, right? And then the issue will be resolved. So I try to do whatever your advice is, but sometimes I am. Maharaj, I pray to the Shri Radha to give you good health, and you be with us for a very long time, as Keshav Prabhu said. He said 108, I said 208. So, please bless me and our ISKCON Brampton Council surrounds, so we can serve the devotees, each and every one of them, with our heart and full service attitude. I would also like to request you to place all the ISKCON Brampton devotees so they can advance in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Radha Gopinath. I like the fact that he kept mentioning about ISKCON Brampton devotees. Maharaj, please bless ISKCON Brampton devotees, ISKCON Brampton council members. But what about other temple devotees in GT? Alright, thank you. So Maharaj will definitely bless ISKCON Brampton, but Maharaj blesses other centers as well. So can we have Kashyap Muni Prabhu from Oakwood? And I have to mention this thing, all the Prabhujis and Mataji's there, that we had many offerings. From Shama Temple, we had the offering from Rameshwar Prabhu and Murli Prabhu as well, but we had to pick one because of the time issues. From Brampton, we also had Nimai Nitai Prabhu, and from Oakwood, we have Panchami Mataji as well, but we're going to just take here Prabhu's offerings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, congratulations, Maharaj, on the 78th Appearance Day. Since we got initiated in 2005, and then we moved to Saskatoon, and I still remember that when I went there, Maharaj said that I would like to come there. So he came to Saskatoon, and there was nothing there. But he said that, okay, you organized a Bhakti Rickshaw. So we organized a Bhakti Rickshaw. I just called a few people. They came, but I had no idea like what to feed them. So then Maharaj came with me to the store, the grocery store, he said that, okay, you can buy some wraps, you can buy some veggies and these things, and then he showed me how to make those wraps. And we made it a success. From that day onwards to now we are doing regularly Rath Yatra in Saskatoon. Even today, we don't feel that we can do anything without him. The moment he walks onto the Rath Yatra area, we feel that, okay, now everything is going to be okay. Till then, we feel, I don't know whether it's going to really happen or not. And during Rath Yatra, he does so many things there that we can't imagine that he will fill in the gaps anywhere that is required. Starting from doing the Rath Yatra Kirtan to onwards to being an MC or doing the Kirtan in the end, and a few times he brought in the drama troupe also. So everything. And that journey has continued to Oakville. When we came to Oakville, Maharaj said if he can start something in Oakville. Now he is coming almost every month once and guiding us every step of the we are so grateful for everything that we are doing. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Kashyap Muni, for doing such wonderful service. I need to mention one more thing. Kashyap Muni Prabhu once gave a call to Maharaj, and it was on speaker, and I was with Maharaj. And he said, Maharaj, this Sunday we are not expecting anyone to come. Might be just one person coming. Maharaj said, do not stop your Sunday feast program. Continue that. And then what Kashyap Muni Prabhu and what Panchami Mataji did last Sunday feast, it was last Sunday feast? Alright, 2 weeks prior, there was only one person who came, but they did the whole program because Maharaj said, and then they were sharing later, Maharaj said, do it for your purification. And they were actually saying that and feeling that. We did that, and we were actually feeling purified, even if we did that for one person. So that's the relentless service that Maharaj himself does, and motivates others to do as well. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Maharaj. On that note, can I have Narhari Dev Prabhu from Milton? Hari-Bol. We recently went to the Milton space, really nice, organized, and thank you, Murli Prabhu, for getting that space and making those arrangements. Where is he? Okay, he's not busy, he's busy. Hare Krishna, Murli Prabhu, I didn't mention your name just now. I would say thank you so much for getting the Milton space that you did, and we were just appreciating you. So that's it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Wonderful. Wishing you a very happy birthday. Thank you for being amongst us. As the devotees were glorifying you, I was remembering a prayer by Vidura that he glorified his prayer by Maharaj Yudhishthir, where he was glorifying his uncle. He was saying that because you carry the Supreme Lord within your heart, every place where you go, you can even purify places of pilgrimage. And I was thinking that's so apt for you because you walk to places and you bring Krishna with you, and you somehow, these people, they become connected to the path of spiritual life. And we're so grateful that we have your merciful presence at Milton for all your support, your guidance, and you constantly encourage us. We've gone through the challenges, but you've always been encouraging and motivating us. And not only that whenever you come, even before we got this place, you were always, one thing is your kirtans were always so enchanting, and everyone starts jumping up and down. So we always look forward to more and more of your presence at this Milton. And also thank you personally for me. You've been very, very merciful to me. You've given me so much, even though I don't deserve it. So grateful.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, Prabhu, for mentioning about all those things. And can I have from Skoka, Vyasa Prabhu? Hare Krishna. While he's coming on stage, I need to tell you one thing that, for sure. Maharaj serves at a different capacity, as we all know, but Maharaj is also my uncle. And how is my Maharaj my uncle? I think the temple devotees know that. So my job posting was supposed to be in Waterloo. I was working at from home, and they said that you have to come to Waterloo now because it's 2 days working and rest you can work from home. I said, if I have to do that, I have to be temple, and I have to be settled in Waterloo somewhere. So I said, my uncle is not keeping well, and he just went through a knee surgery. I have to take care of him. And they just didn't listen, because everyone was giving excuses. Who wants to go back to work? But I kept pushing them because Maharaj said, Maharaj would ask me, so am I your uncle? Is your uncle keeping well? And finally, my team, my organization, they agreed, and they gave me, and they changed my office location from Waterloo to Richmond Hill. And my manager is always so concerned about my uncle. She keeps asking, how's your uncle doing and how's your uncle's knees? So I think they get purified. One time I'm going to show her a picture of Maharaj as well. Alright, so all over to you, Vyasa.
Hare Krishna everyone, Hare Krishna Maharaj. Happy Appearance Day, please accept my humble obeisances. So a lot of devotees talk a lot of good things about you, and obviously you are very wonderful. Everybody release the pastime what they have with you. So I want to tell my story that I got here in this country in '96, and the first time I ever stepped in to ISKCON Temple in '98. And first visit, we met you, and you welcome us warmly and engage us in the service ever since. So it's about 22 years that you're holding my hand and never let go, and whatever I'm here today, very little in the spiritual world, spiritual path because of you. And I don't forget whenever we request you to come for a home program, and obviously we moved into different cities, but every home we go to, we came with your Sankirtan team, many, maybe hundreds of times to bless us, bless our house community, and did all this for you. So, I want to thank you for all that, and with your blessing and Krishna's mercy, we are having a temple in Muskoka next year, which is all goes to you, and all goes to Srila Prabhupada. So I want to thank you, and I want to serve the Prabhupada mission until my last breath. That's the promise I want to make to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu, for Vyasacharya Prabhu. Everyone, I'm just noticing that everyone's coming here and they're saying, Maharaj, we need your blessings to have a temple in Grantham, to have a temple in Muskoka, to have a temple in different places. Please understand the plight of those people who travel with Maharaj. Because Maharaj is, he travels without any. I've seen him traveling to 4 different centers in one single day. And then sometimes in one single day, and like that happens. This is not just once, it happens almost every Sunday. And sometimes if you're traveling with Maharaj, it feels like, we are youngsters, we are not even half his age. But he wants to travel to all the centers in a day to give his presence and association, and we feel so tired. So it's a kind of a state of ambivalence for devotees like me. We're really happy that we get a temple, but we get more opportunities to go there, and Maharaj will keep coming to your temples, and we also have to do that. So bless us also and ask blessings to Maharaj for us also, that we may get that exuberance and energy to travel to all those temples and all. So thank you, Maharaj, for all those wonderful trips that you make in one single day, every time. So from Scarborough, we have Dwarka Mataji here. Can we have her on stage, please? Hare Krishna. For a long time, I did not go to Scarborough. Maharaj kept saying, let's go to Scarborough. When I went to Scarborough, it was so amazing. So what I remember about Scarborough was wraps. The wonderful wraps that Mataji makes. Mataji, did you make more today? Ekadashi wraps? Okay, wonderful.
Hare Krishna devotees. Dear Maharaj, we the devotees of ISKCON Scarborough offer our respectful and humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your divine grace. Maharaj, on this most auspicious day of your 70th Vyasa Puja, we the devotees of ISKCON Scarborough would like to extend our gratitude and heartfelt thank you to you for all your merciful instructions, encouragement, blessings, and most of all, for being our spiritual guide and mentor. Maharaj, we beg for your continuous support and encouragement so that we will have the strength, faith, and knowledge to be able to make progress by encouraging others to be part of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. By your causeless mercy, we are trying to make baby steps in finding a better accommodation for their Lordship, Shri Shri Radha Gopi Ballabha, Shri Gaur Nitai, Jagannath Baladev Subhashamani, and their devotees. Maharaj, we also miss you when you are not there for a festival like Jagannath Rath Yatra. We know that your schedule is always a packed one, but out of greed, we feel like orphans when you're not there. We always look forward for your amazing class and accepted kirtans. It steals the heart of many devotees. Maharaj, seeing how determined you are to please your spiritual master, you inspire us to follow in your footsteps. Your spiritual gift as the walking monk inspires many. Your dramas captivate the heart of many lost conditioned souls like myself. Thank you, Maharaj, for all the service opportunities given to us. Only through pure devotion service we will be able to develop love for Krishna and will be purified, and will purify our consciousness and enable us to serve with more enthusiasm, commitment, and dedication. Bless us that we always remember that we are the servant of the servant of the servant. With the desire to always better serve Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, we kindly ask you to grant us the strength to face with faith, joy, and goodness all the challenges that the human adventures set up for all, including devotees. Please continue to give us your blessing and guidance so that we can commit our heart and mind in serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Please let us stay united in our determination and dedication to spread this mission. Let us work together cooperatively to bring glories to this movement. Let us always serve and glorify your holy name. Please forgive us for any mistakes we have committed, knowing or unknowingly. Your insignificant servant is ISKCON Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother, for your offering. As Mother was mentioning that we missed Maharaj in this Jagannath, I think, Rath Yatra festival, or some other presents, I realized Maharaj is traveling so much one place or the other, everyone wants a piece of him. But unfortunately, everyone cannot get it all the time because Maharaj can be present only at one place at one particular time. But each one of you will get a piece of cake today. And the cake cutting ceremony will happen soon. But prior to that, can I request Maharaj to say a few words? I remember Maharaj was mentioning about 3 things that he wants to mention today. So let's hear it for His Holiness Bhaktimarga Maharaj. Hari-Bol!
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, Hare Krishna. I know we're running a little late, and we're sorry about that. I think in the future we can cut time in half. That would be nice. Okay, Prashad is on its way. First of all, I would just want to say that thank you all for the organizers tonight and all the appreciation. I don't know how to say thank you as eloquently as many of you have done, but it is a day for me to express my thanks to all of you. I want to thank my mom and dad who gave me birth 70 years ago. Can't leave them out. Can't leave them out of the picture. My dad and mom came here after the war, that's the Second World War, to Canada. They came from the Netherlands. And if some of you know the history, Canadian soldiers went to Europe to free the Netherlands. They had a lot to do with that. And so after that, Canada and Holland, or the Netherlands, had a kind of a love affair. In fact, when I walked, it was maybe about 15 years ago, I went to the Netherlands. I was invited by the devotees to go on a walk where you have an option to do 30, 40, or 50 kilometers a day. 4 days. It's called the Nijmegen March. And it's kind of easy because Holland is relatively flat. In fact, at one point, people were talking, we're going up the hill. We're going up the hill. And then I asked people several minutes later, well, where's the hill everyone's talking about? Oh, it's back there. Yeah. So, and I recall walking through some of these towns and people were waving Canadian flags. And I know it didn't have anything to do with me being Canadian. It has something to do with people there will never forget what the Canadian soldiers did for them. So there's this love affair. And so my parents came and settled down like many Dutch folks did and got into farming and working sort of menial jobs. And they were just honest people, honest, with their merchandising, whatever. They were always hardworking, people, honest folks. So I just want to thank my parents for bringing me to this world. And I want to thank Srila Prabhupada for seeing another world, helping me to understand another world, the spiritual world of Krishna. Hare Krishna. The other day I went to see my sister. She invited 2 other sisters. I have 5 siblings, and I'm the oldest. So I'm the first one out of 6 of us. And when they came out with the cake, it had 70 on it, 70, like the candles on top, 70, 70. And I look at it, is that for real? Have I really reached this milestone? It really struck me hard. Is it possible, 7 decades? Okay, I want to thank Mukesh, who was sitting here. Yes, we share birthdays. Thank you. And I just want to give you my wishes, because time is moving along here. I'm just so happy about the things how they're shaping up in our country, Canada. And now, by Krishna's mercy, a few of the states from America have been added onto our zone. We're called Zone 1, because we are. There's 5 zones in North America, and we're just at the top. If you look at the map, we're on the top of the United States. Okay, anyways, they won't Americans don't like when you talk like that. But anyways, so these are some of my wishes. If you want to make me happy on this day, I'm looking for people who will make some commitments. We need, not necessarily in order of importance, but we need pujaris, we need priests who will do samskars, who will go and do home blessings, people who will do havans, like fire ceremonies, that, like marriages, I'm still the only person in Ontario that can solemnize marriages. That's ridiculous. You know, we need people to be certified persons to solemnize marriages. So that's one thing. Even to the point of last rites, doing the last rites. Some of us are getting older, we're going to kick the bucket, as the expression goes. And who's going to do those ceremonies? We need you not to be scared, we need people to come forward. This is especially for second initiated devotees. We need counselors. Some of our marriages are not doing so well in our community. And we need devotees to be trained up to help devotees in these times, perilous times, when a relationship gets rocky. We need to have some people in our communities who will be trained in counseling in these areas. So, another one, we need to stop gossiping. Of course, most of you are good in that department. But if you are, please, no gossip. There's also a need for developing a matchmaking program in our community. I get it all the time, and I don't know what to do. I'm a sannyasi. People say, can you find a nice boy for my girl, or vice versa? And I can't do that, you know? And I know that Praharna had attempted something some years back, I guess with some success, but we need, you know, people look to those of us who are men of the cloth, to help them in areas, and marriage is always important for most people. 3 areas are very dear to people, you know, when you're born, and when you get married, and when you die. Those are 3 critical times in people's lives. It's called, you know, hatch, match, and dispatch. So, you know, it would be nice to implement something. Even when I was talking to one person, I won't say who it was, it's very personal and private, and my daughter, can you find some nice boy? I said, well, it's a little difficult for me. So we can work to develop these programs. Also, we have devotees here who come who have there's multiple gurus in our community. You know, I'm not the Diksha Guru for everybody, although I like to think I'm a Shiksha Guru for everyone, as there are senior people here are also Shiksha Gurus here. And, but sometimes I feel we become a little divided on the basis of different gurus. And we need to remember that Prabhupada is our prime guru, and just keep that in mind, you know, he's the head of the household, you can say. And we will do whatever we can to keep that intact, you know, to keep the family going. The spiritual family, with Srila Prabhupada at the helm. We also are requesting devotees to support devotees who are running farms, give some moral support at least. And, you know, my list can go on and on. The last thing I have on my list here is to please learn kirtan. We need music directors in our various centers. Every center needs a music coordinator, somebody who can give some guidance in this area and encourage playing musical instruments, and learn how to stay and hit the right chords and keep at the right pitch and not go all over the place. So if you have some musical talent, that would really be nice if we could have in all of our centers where we're growing to have such a program. And the last thing is, we also need to we've done a wonderful job here in the GTA with opening up different centers, and I applaud you all for that. Every last center that we've opened up in the last few years, even during COVID, are doing really well. But there's some places that we cannot forget, but they also need some attention, Krishna conscious-wise. There is places like Mississauga, there's places like Windsor, there's places like the whole Kitchener-Waterloo area, And many of you are super qualified, so we're looking at these different localities for places where we can have Krishna conscious centers where kirtan can be taught, the philosophy can be taught, and prashadam can be eaten. Hare Krishna. So that's my wish list. I mean, I'll give you another one next year. It's going to be a little different. Maybe I'll reiterate some of the ones that we just came up with. Thank you so much. I really appreciate coming down. It's, like I said earlier on, it's a little bit embarrassing to sit down and get so much glorification. You know, I'm sitting beside Prabhupada's Murti, and you know, he deserves all. And our program went a little longer than even Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. We have to cut it down, figure it out how to do it. And I don't know how you can do it, but we'll work it out. Thank you so much, everyone, for all that you're doing to be part of our spiritual family here in the north. And I want to thank Brenda, who came all the way over from Winnipeg to help us. That's a long distance to be here. And our brothers and God sisters like Shiva Vilas and Ashalata and Praharna, and all of you other great Vaishnavas here. Thank you so much. I can't express my gratitude enough. I hope you really enjoy the prasadam. Is there anything else that's going on? What's that? Oh, the cake cutting. That's part of the food scenario. So I guess we'll do that. Where's the cake? I saw a big thing over there. Okay, all right. I guess that's what we'll do. Prabhus, let's partake. I don't know, do you want everyone to stand around the cake, or is that what you want? That's way in the corner. Oh, you've got, I see. You've got the screen that's been happening all this time. Okay, super. And the book, The Saffron Path, if anybody wants some signed publications here, we're going to be here this evening before we leave. All right, thank you. With our palms together, let us, while we're still here at your chairs, let us chant Hare Krishna one time loudly, very sincerely. All right, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj, for letting us know those instructions that Maharaj said. I was thinking, what is the best way to remember those instructions? Then I realized one important figure who's on the stage other than Maharaj BC is Prabhupada. And then another important figure in our movement is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if we just take the initials, and I'm learning this from Mother Vrinda, she loves to make acronyms and explain us. She just recently explained us about Arjuna. We'll talk about that later. But if we take the initial of Prabhupada, P, that means we need priests. If we take the initials of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, C as in we need counselors, M as in we need a marriage bureau. So PCM there, and then what does Mahaprabhu does? He does Kirtan, so we need people to learn Kirtan, and we need music coordinators and directors in each and every temple. I think that's how we can learn and we can honor the instructions there. At this moment, when we have the cake cutting ceremony, before that I would like to thank all the wonderful devotees who assembled here today, and the devotees who are in the joining us online, so thank you so much for that. I also want to thank the organizers, Keshava Prabhu, Imai Prabhu, Jagannath. Can we have a huge round of applause for all these people, including the to get this program going? So Jagannath Prabhu, Kashyap Prabhu, and then Maharaj Prabhu. And for all those devotees who helped us with prasadam, cake, garlands, decoration, online streaming, and many other services. So let's all get together and have a cake cutting ceremony.
Maharaj, let the cameras get lined up there.
Sure. Can we have a few devotees on the stage singing the Hare Krishna mantra, please? And Purna, may I request you on the stage, if at all. Your vision allows you to be away from cake. Okay, can we have Kirti, or can we have the Kirti as we came on the stage before?
Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to you,
was automatically attracted to the cake and the cake. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Yes. Now we'll.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
As sweet as you, Maharaj.
So we'll let the Maharaj and do the kirtan with Maharaj. Maharaj.
Hey, that's our tradition now. We'll
Yes.
carry.
We'll carry
every time we got power.
Yes. We have.
Come, Maharaj. That's our real tradition.
Haribo!
Hare Krishna. All right.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for always inspiring us, motivating us, and being so magnanimous. And everyone can enjoy the prasad right now and have some piece of a cake. And while everyone is doing that, there is one devotee, her name is Lalitangi Radha Mataji. She has written a poem for Maharaj's mother. As even Maharaj was mentioning and saying thank you to his parents. So it's a beautiful poem. I would just like to quickly read it while you relish the scrumptious prasadam there. 70 years ago, in the day of Hari, arrived a bundle of joy to a happy family. The blessed mother of five, the only woman in your life. We bow down at her feet for her remarkable feat. She's from the elite club of Shiromanis, Sachi, Meru, Suniti, and Rajani, moms of monks, are not that many. The unique monk who has hiked mountains, who has battled storms face to face with grisly bears, whisked in the wee hours by robbers. Fearless and undaunted, ever ready for adventures, you are the worthy son of Abhay Shardarga. The success in Saffron Path is a litmus test every minute. Staying steadfast proves your surrender and love for your spiritual master. Today we remember your mother, a unique monk maker. We bow down at her feet for her remarkable feat. Hare Krishna. So that's a poem written by Lalitangi Radha Mataji to Maya Maharaj's mother. So thank you, Mataji, for such a beautiful thought and honoring her. Hare Krishna. Hare